day, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever it is the time that you're seeing this video. Thank you for joining us on the show again today. Courtesy to Couples Diary for putting up the show. It's a privilege to also be on your screens another time. I trust you've had a very productive week. I trust you've been able to, do one or two things that has added value to you, to your community, and to your society. As I said earlier, it is an honor to be on your screens. Thank you so much for joining. I remain your host, Omoshila Daniel, and welcome to another session on Singles Corner. In the last weeks, we've had robust conversations, we've had educative and entertaining content where we addressed a lot of issues relating to dating, relationships, single life, and everything that pertains to our general existence, especially we the Gen Zs. And sincerely, in all honesty, I want to appreciate everyone that has taken time to engage, to contribute, and to be a part of every of our sessions on the show. And also, I'm using this opportunity to say a big thank you to our guest that has featured on the show about 3-4 times, and it has been an engaging and exciting moment with her. So if you are just coming across our video, our content for the very first time, I want to use this medium to, appreciate and welcome you. If you've not liked, if you've not subscribed, if you've not shared, and if you have not followed, kindly use the buttons on all social media handles. And the name is at the Couples Diary. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for liking. And thank you so much for engaging. This evening, we'll be having to address some things that has to do with relationship. Let me first of all say this. I don't want you to see me as a relationship coach or a therapist like some has in different times giving me the title. I'm just a young man who has been privileged to acquire a bit of knowledge as regards the case study relating to relationship and single life. And I see this platform as a means of me sharing my views, sharing my perspectives, and each and every one of us gaining knowledge and getting better in our experience and life generally. So today I will be sharing some tips, some nuggets that I feel are very useful, very informational, that would actually help us in our journey as singles, courting, dating, couples, young men and women. Now, the case study of relationship is becoming very rampant in our present day, and a lot of persons find themselves going into it. All right. So I disagree with the school of thought that establishes that you need to have attained a certain age before you are entitled or you are eligible to go into relationship. I feel, and I stand to be corrected, that relationship has to do with persons that have come to a place of maturity mentally, emotionally, physically, and every other related aspect of it, and are ready to take life further. Because going into a relationship or getting yourself into a relationship is more like a decision to explore life in a very different perspective. It's like living life to its fullest. So really it is a good thing, but it is best when approached with the right knowledge, with the right information, so that you would not do it wrongly. And if you are on this show this evening and you are contemplating or evaluating the options of going for a relationship, reviewing a relationship, or getting yourself entangled with somebody whom you love and you want to spend forever with, this video is for you. And if you have a friend, a colleague, a neighbor, a sibling that you think would benefit from what we'll be sharing on the platform, do not hesitate to use the share button and let this go viral. So we'll be looking at few tips, few things I have observed that I think will be very helpful in our relationship journey. And the first one is about coming to the place of knowing yourself. You can't know what you need in a relationship until you know who you are. Yeah, I will say that again. You cannot know what you need in a relationship until you know who you are. A lot of us, especially Gen Zs, neglected the we've neglected prioritizing the place of self-discovery. Majority of us can't really tell who we are. We only have aspirations. We're only looking forward to what we intend to become. We are only fascinated about our career pursuits and the things we want to achieve in life. But very few persons are very intentional in seeking out, in searching, and in discovering yourself. In the place of self-discovery, you get to not only unleash hidden potential, but know your capacity across every aspect of life. I would say that again. In the process of self-discovery, you get to understand your personality and your capacity across every aspect and every area of life. And the truth is, frankly speaking, relationship is not left out. If you really want to do better in life generally, you need to intentionally seek out to discover yourself. Know who you are, know what you want outside of what you are fascinated about, outside of what you aspire to become. You need to discover yourself. Self-discovery is, I say it sometimes to my friends, my colleagues, that the best gift you can give yourself, and the best thing you can give back to your community is your personal development. And you developing yourself personally starts with the decision to discover who you are. Is when you take out time, you go all out to find out your capacity, to know your strength, to know your weakness, to know what you are good at, to know areas where you need improvement in life generally. Because relationship is it's an institution on its own. It's not something that you can just wake up all of a sudden, come from the blues and just say, yeah, I think I'm ready. It has a lot of tasking to do. It has a lot of questioning to do. It has a lot to do with your readiness mentally, your readiness emotionally, and your readiness physically. You need to have been able to answer all of the questions that has to do with your emotions, all of the questions that has to do with your mental capacity, all of the questions that has to do with your social well-being and your physical well-being as well. You need to take your time to intentionally know yourself so that you can get to know what kind of person would be a good fit for you. Because of you find yourself amongst a group of persons that seem to understand you just by association, you see that you guys clicked, there is chemistry. It is not enough reason for you to decide to jump or hop on the relationship. I do not disagree with the fact that there is no other person to be with, there's no other person that is in the best position to fall in love with than your friend. I do not dispute that part, but you would be taking a wrong shot, you will be making a mistake if you have not discovered yourself or gotten to understand who you are before choosing somebody that is right for you. The reason why a lot of relationships fall out, the reason why a lot of relationships don't work is because of we see a lot of issues relating to communication, we see a lot of issues relating to understanding. These two things play vital role in how good, in how better, and in how effective we as human beings are. Not to now talk of being in a relationship. What's the essence of being with somebody when there is no understanding? What's the essence of being with somebody when there is no communication? Like, what are you guys doing together? You need to understand the entirety of what relationship covers, and it does so much with your personal, your emotional, and your mental well-being. And if you have not taken time to discover yourself and also develop yourself, build capacity in these areas, you will not fit in when it comes to the business of relationship. If you are unable to discover who you are, you would find it very hard in choosing, in selecting somebody that fits into your criteria, somebody that matches and ticks all your boxes. When you have not discovered yourself, how are you going to be able to even have a wish list of who you want to spend forever with? How are you able to point out, to single out somebody that matches your energy, somebody that meets up with your lapses, somebody that covers up and complements your well-being? It's going to be very, very, very impossible for you to do that. So that is why discovering yourself, looking out to know who you are, is very, very key. Self-discovery, self-mastery goes a long way in helping us achieve success in every area and in every aspect of our life and well-being, particularly in the area of relationship. I would like to paraphrase one of the things that the Holy Book says in one of the books tagged Ecclesiastes. It says, "Can two walk together except they agree?" Now, agreement in that context is not just deciding to do a thing together. It is because of I have been able to observe, to study, and to acknowledge that this person is right for me. So also the second party, the other person involved, has been able to do the same findings, do the same analysis, and have come to a conclusion that yes, I am compatible with this person. And when compatibility comes to play, agreement is easy. We are able to work together, we are able to do life together, we are able to achieve and accomplish so much together. If we don't have like minds, if we don't share the same goals, if we are not on the same page, if we don't match each other's energy, synergy would be absent. There would be no synchronism in that relationship. So how can you be able to find out or point out someone that matches your energy or understands you when you are yet to discover yourself? It's in the place of self-discovery that you'll be able to highlight or point out the area of lapses and the places you need improvement. And that is one of the things that we should look out for when going into a relationship. I want to be in a relationship because I need somebody that complements me. I need somebody that is able to cover up for my excesses. I need somebody that is able to be a strength for me in my area of weaknesses. And so many more. But if you do not discover yourself, you can't tend to find out the area of lapses that you need to work on. Because if this person that you are deciding to go into a relationship with, I'm not even particular about spending forever, because a lot of relationships does not end in forever. Yeah, we have little or no happily ever after in this generation. It's so sad, but it's the truth. Why? Because of a lot of persons are going into relationship for the wrong reasons. I wouldn't want you or myself to find ourselves in that same shoes, and that is why it is very essential for us to be intentional in discovering ourselves. You cannot know what you need in a relationship until you have known who you are. Self-discovery will help you understand self-mastery. And you can only give in your best when you know the capacity that you have. You wouldn't be struggling to do so much to impress your partner because you already know who you are. You've been able to, explain in details, make the partner come to a place of understanding that this is me, this is how I am. There will be no need for you to fake things. There will be no need for you to hide under your shadows. There will be no need to you to limit how you dispense yourself. You would be able to live life at its best. You see, in every aspect of your life, when you've been able to find someone that complements you because you've understood yourself, you would see yourself excelling. You'll just be doing wonderful. Be it in your career pursuits, be it in life generally, be it in whatever it is that you set your heart to do, you will do it excellently because you are not only in a relationship, but you are doing it with somebody that best complements you. How can you find someone that best complements you when you don't know what's missing, when you don't know what's absent? And that is the essence and the importance of self-discovery. Another very important thing that I want us to really, really pay attention to is because of now A lot of persons have gone into relationship with wrong notions, and I really wouldn't blame those people. I call them victims. The reason being that whoever it is that they are doing relationship with wrongly, I'd let them on. Yeah, I've been a victim of it once. I don't want to, let me save you the boring story. Let me know and engage you in that. You get. But truth be told, just because somebody is on the outlook for you, just because somebody seems to be very intentional about you, just because somebody cares for you and is ready to go all out for you with pure intentions, that doesn't quantify that person as your perfect match. Yeah, food for thought. Take time to reminisce on that. It's very true. Yeah, it's very true. I've heard stories, I've had opportunity to engage in conversations with people that they ended up being in a relationship with whom they call their best friends or their most closest friends, and the relationship just doesn't work out the way their friendship did. Why? It is because of the place of mutual understanding. The way I will relate with you as a friend is entirely different from how I will relate with you as a partner. Yes, a lot of persons says if you want to marry, if you want to pick a partner, if you want to make a decision of going all down with somebody, the best person to pick is your friend. Or some other person, some other school of thought establishes that if you want to marry right, you marry your friend. It works for some, but in most cases, it doesn't work for all. Yeah, and I would explain in details. The first question you need to ask yourself is, on what basis is my relationship with this person as a friend? You should be able to identify and define your relationship with everybody. I can be all caring, I can be all intentional, all kind to you, but I can't be romantic. I can't get very emotional around you. The only reason why I care for you might just be because I am intentional about seeing you succeed in life, particularly in your career pursuit. So you can't say, let me give an example of, okay, you can't say because I'm into tech and you are into tech and you're my friends and we do tech together, that doesn't mean we are a perfect match. Because when it comes to the area of coding or our career pursuit, I am just the best person to complement you. It still doesn't quantify the fact that we are going to do well in the area of relationship. So just because somebody is always available, just because of somebody is there, just because of somebody cares for you, doesn't mean he or she is the perfect match or Mr. or Mrs. Right. Yeah, I know this isn't a typical relationship advice. A lot of people are ready to, boo and woo me on this, but it is just the truth. We all have the desire to be loved. We all have the desires to be wanted. We all have the desire to be pursued. We all have the desire to be cared for. But sometimes we fulfill these desires by allowing relationships into our lives that are neither good nor healthy. Because of somebody is available to bring satisfaction for all of these desires does not mean that this person is who you have been waiting for. Like how some people will say it, you're my missing ribs. The bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh, the same bone that will choke you. Like, I've seen a lot of people that have gone into relationship with someone that, like, when you evaluate their friendship, they are being together as friends, like, it's always what, like, you'll be like, oh, I so dream to have somebody that cares for me, somebody that is a friend, that is a friend indeed, someone that is always there for me, especially in my time of need. Now, when these two people decide to take this relationship further and go into relationship or marriage, you see in most cases that it doesn't work out. Why? It's because of they built or they categorized or they thought the way the relationship worked out when they were friends, it was going to work out when they are partners. In some cases, it does, but in most cases, it doesn't. A lot of persons have suffered from heartbreak. A lot of persons are yet to recover because they decided to take their relationship with their friends a bit further, making it emotional and intense and intimate, and they end up being heartbroken. Just because someone is always there for you and cares for you doesn't mean you should make that person your partner. You should be sure within yourself that aside from this person being my friend, what other need or what other part of me does this person complement? Yeah. If the person has been able to tick those boxes, that is when you have a green light to go ahead and go into a relationship with that person. But if the person doesn't, regardless of how perfect or how intentional that person is, I strongly recommend you don't jump into a relationship with that person. A lot of people have suffered from heartbreak that they are yet to recover from fully. Why? Because they thought it was going to work, but it just didn't. It just didn't. And most times we see people falling victim of this, and if you check, it is because the majority of them are yet to discover who they are. They just see themselves very incomplete without this person being a part of their life or a part of their existence, and they lose out so much. They really lose out so much. I trust this will be very insightful. I thought this would be very relevant to you as you take your time to apply it in your relationship journey. Another thing that I really want to emphasize on is a lot of persons have complicated relationship. Yeah. Still dwelling on the issue that has to do with because of somebody tends to compliment you in some areas, you decide to go into a relationship with that person. And then, along the line, going further in about 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, 5 months, thereabout, you see that things are not really working, and then you try to force it to work. When obviously you know it's not working, you try as much as possible to force it. A lot of people are forcing themselves to be loved. A lot of people are forcing love to find its way. Love is a natural thing. You don't force it. It blossoms by itself like a rose planted in a fruitful garden that is well nourished and well watered. Naturally, it blossoms. If you plant a fruit on a fertile soil, naturally that fruit would blossom. That's how love is. If love is planted, if the fire of love is ignited on a fertile ground, it grows naturally. And every of your actions, everything you put in that comes to play, trust, commitment, communication, all of those things are just coming to play the part or the role of watering and nurturing this plant. You don't force love. You don't force it. It's a natural phenomenon of life. But a lot of persons are forcing relationships to work for many reasons. I've heard excuses of what do you think people would say when they hear that myself and this person are no longer together. And they begin to do so much just to make the relationship work. They live in pretense, they live in denial, they live in deceit, they make things up. You see, social media is really contributing to this menace. And it is so sad. You see a lot of persons because of peer pressure, because of social media entitlement, because of what will I call it again? You want to prove a point online. You are forcing relationship, you are forcing love, you are forcing so many things. We make a lot of excuses where we should be setting boundaries. You can imagine somebody in a relationship with a partner that beats, that maltreats, that disrespects you. And when you ask that person questions like, why are you still there? And they say, because I love him, because she loves me. Like, excuse me? This thing is not working, obviously, but you are just forcing it to work. Like, I sometimes try to ask myself, what benefit of what use is it being with somebody and you're not happy about it? But then you can't just quit. We have a lot of toxic relationships outside. And if you delve into it, if you probe further, you will see that one or both parties are just trying to force it to work. And obviously they know it's not working. We have a lot of unhealthy relationships flying all around. And the sad part of it is this unhealthy, this toxic relationship is really affecting and influencing a lot of other relationships. Truth be told, why be with somebody that is not, that you can't really say this is what I've been able to benefit being with you. Personally, you've not grown, you've not developed, you've not gotten better in every area of your life. That relationship has not added any value to you, but you are still there, you are still stuck. What are you scared of? A lot of persons are actually struggling with fear of the unknown. A lot of persons are actually struggling with the fear of rejection. I understand, but you really need to sit down and ask yourself, why am I in a toxic relationship? Of what benefit is my association with this person? What value has my association with this person brought my way since I've been with the person? And most times, people that happen to be victims of these case scenarios are those that haven't discovered themselves. Because when you ask questions, you will see that these persons are dependent on the fellow. They can't stand on their own. They've not built enough capacity to be themselves. And they rely so much on this partner. And there's one reason why they can't quit, regardless of how they are being maltreated, of how toxic, of how unhealthy that relationship has been. And this person, they just end up punishing themselves, depriving themselves of so much love, care, attention, and growth. So please and please, it is very, very, very important for you to discover yourself, know who you are, build enough capacity for yourself, be independent, so that nobody will take chances, take advantage of your weakness, or dwell on your inability to do so much for yourself. And if you're just joining the show, thank you so much for being a part of today's conversation. I would really appreciate our comments and our engagement. Please and please and please, on all handles, Facebook and YouTube, at the Couples Diary, don't hesitate to like, don't hesitate to share. And I'm looking forward to our comments, to our contributions on the show today. Thank you as you do so. The next item I will be addressing as my advice to singles, to intending couples, to those who are looking at considering a relationship is, do not be okay with a one-sided relationship. Do not be okay. If you are in a relationship and you are the only one doing the talking, doing the communication, you are the only one committed, like you are the picture, you are the face of that relationship, I'm sorry, that is an unhealthy attachment. I would recommend you detach yourself with immediate effect. Communication is two-sided. There are two ends. There's a sending end and there's a receiving end. Communication without feedback is not complete. Communication without feedback is not complete. What's the essence of being with somebody and you are the only one doing everything, like everything you can think of, everything? Oh God, it's so sad. But true, a lot of relationships are actually like that. It's either the girl or the guy that is doing the talking, that is doing the calling, that is doing the follow-up, that is doing the providing, that is... Like, you see a lot of ladies are all out to satisfy their man, do so much to, like... And you see, when this trend of what are you bringing to the table became very rampant, I was laughing. The reason why I laughed was because a lot of persons actually misinterpreted the context of that trend. What are you bringing to the table? Because really, if we look at a lot of relationships, especially relationships that were bettered during this Gen Z, a lot of them are very unhealthy, a lot of them are very one-sided. Because of most persons that happen to go into relationships nowadays, they go into it for the wrong reasons. You see persons so sad going into relationship because they want to satisfy their sexual desires. You see another set of persons going into relationship because they have needs that they want that wants to be met. You see another set of persons going into relationship because they want to prove a point amongst their peers and colleagues, and so many unreasonable purposes for considering relationship. Hardly would you come across persons that decide to go on a relationship journey with somebody because they are intentional about their growth, about adding value, about being better, about discovering other parts of themselves. Hardly would you see persons going into relationship with the intentions of setting a foundation for a better life, for a better future for themselves and their unborn generation. Hardly would you see persons with that intention in this present age, and it is just so sad. It is so sad. It is so disappointing. Thank you for engaging. But it's just the truth. It's just the truth. You see persons that are in relationship and it is only one person that is doing all the talking, all the communicating, everything is one-sided. Indirectly, you are actually dating yourself. Are you in that relationship to prove a point that you can get somebody? Most persons that fall in this category are those that you see that some of them are suffering from low self-esteem. Some of them can't. They are not sure of themselves. They are not confident in themselves. They just need validations from persons, validations from a partner, validations from a spouse, and all. Validation from a boyfriend. It's because you don't discover yourself, you don't know who you are. Because if you know who you are, you wouldn't seek people's validation. That's so unhealthy. That's so barbaric. It's so sad. It's so heartbreaking. Like you see a lot of persons do so much, contribute so much to seeing that the relationship has a headway, put so much effort, but because the partner in question is not entirely interested, but just doing everything he thinks he can, not to make the other person feel bad. And you see, when these persons experience heartbreak, it takes them so long, if not forever, to recover from it. You saw the signs from the very beginning, but choose to ignore it. You see, I get excuses. We hear of excuses of I'm busy. There is nobody that is busy. If you are intentional about someone, if you genuinely love and care for someone, you won't be too busy to reach out. When a partner does not prioritize communication in a relationship, that is a very big red flag. But a lot of us choose to ignore it. We come with excuses for them like, my baby is very busy. He's doing so much to make things work. Why? Because this person in question is always available to meet needs. And let me just tell you, if you happen to be in that case, if you happen to find yourself in that scenario, you actually don't need a partner in coach, you just need a provider. Because of his meeting your needs when it comes to like financial needs, he is able to provide for you to sort out yourself in major areas. You now think, no. Aside from that, what other value adding contribution is that person bringing to your life? We prioritize the wrong things in a relationship in this present, and it is so sad. It's so disheartening. Prioritizing the wrong things. The wrong things. So do not be okay if the relationship is one-sided. I think the reason why is because majority have not been able to properly define the relationship they have with their partners or their spouse. Majority have not been able to properly define it. And that's why. And you see a lot of persons are just, I will manage him, I will do everything possible, it will change. You do not have the capacity to change anybody. You do not have the capacity to change anybody. Change is a personal decision that is particular about whoever it is in question. If the person in question has not made up his or her mind to change, what influence, like who are you? Who are you to change him? about you? You really can't. You don't have the capacity to do that. You do not have the capacity to change someone. You do not have the capacity to bring about. You see, a lot of us just tend to lie to ourselves. A lot of us just tend to deceive ourselves. We live in the denial, in the delusion of I have the capacity. I think I'm able to bring about transformation to this person. No, you cannot. You cannot change anybody. You do not have the power. You do not have the capacity to. Just you see, we just give ourselves a lot of headache. We are the key contributing factors to our heartbreak, to our emotional downturn. We are the key influencers to it. Most persons that have experienced heartbreak, majority of them can't tell me they didn't see the signs coming. We only choose to ignore it. And when it comes like a blow to our face, it breaks us. Because such persons have invested so much, there is so much expectation from that relationship. How would you ignore something like communication? How will you overlook something like that? All in the disguise, all in the name of he or she is busy? Really? I don't want to dwell so much on this. It's just so sad, it's so heartbreaking. Having to, suffer heartbreak or rejection from something that you that you could have. Oh God, please. God will help us. Like really, God will help us because it's so sad, so bad. Really, so bad. And I think majorly it's because a lot of persons that happen to go into relationship in recent times are those that are not matured. Yeah, the absence of maturity is one of the reasons why you would see glaring red flags and still choose to ignore it. Yeah. Another thing I want us to look at is authenticity. I was in a conversation with somebody recently, and she happened to share experiences she had had with some of our ex, and she was particular about one of them, that he posed to be what he wasn't. He was living a different version of his real self, of his real personality, all in the disguise to impress this lady. And now this person he was trying to impress was genuinely in love with him. She was ready to sacrifice so much because she was very intentional about their love. Yeah, actually there was love. The love was genuine between both parties. From the way she explained or painted the picture, it was genuine. He loved her from his heart, but he wasn't sincere when it comes to who he was. Authenticity was absent. He was living a different version of himself because he wanted to win her love, win her heart. He painted a different picture of his personality. He pretended to be someone he wasn't, just so as to attract this person and win this person's heart. But for how long do you want to live in disguise? There's a popular quote that says, regardless of how long you tend to cover up a flame, it will always find its way to come out. Characters, personality traits are things you can't hide for so long, regardless of how good you or how perfect you can think you are with it. You can't hide your personality trait for so long. You can't hide your character. You can't hide who you are. One day, eventually, it will unfold. So why live a fake life? Why live in pretense of what you are not, of who you aren't, just to impress? Why live in pretense? Why pretend to be somebody who you are not? What's wrong with originality? What's wrong with sincerity? Be who you are. Be yourself. Be sincere. Be original. Be authentic. And the right person for you would find you. Let us stop with all of this trying to impress, trying to live up to a standard that you don't have a capacity to be consistent with. And then you begin to try out all means, all options to, keep up with Like we just intentionally choose to give ourselves headache, stress ourselves over irrelevant things. You will be very, you see people that live fake life, you will see that they will be very particular about, yes, this is the standard I've set, this is whom I've painted, the picture I've painted of who I want to be. They will be particular about that, and the very vital and important things in their life, in the relationship they have, would be suffering because of they want to just leave an impression of who they are. A lot of persons go as far as like, you see, fake life is work. Like, why go through all of those stress? Why not convert that energy to being a better version of yourself? Why? Like, I look at a lot of persons, on social media, and some that are not even perfect, trying to do so much to impress. I'm like, why are you stressing yourself? Why? Like, okay, so what do you tend to gain? What do you tend to benefit putting yourself to all of this stress? Why not convert this energy into something much more meaningful, much more beneficial, much more value adding? If you pretend to be someone you are not, you will tend to attract someone who falls in love with the false version of you. If you pretend to be someone or something you are not, you attract somebody or something that is interested in the picture you paint. And when the real you start to unfold, the person loses interest. You have lost two-sided. You've lost on both ends. You've lost on both ends. So do not be afraid. Like, I know some people are like, he would not like me because of how I am. She won't be impressed with who I am. I'm sorry. You don't love yourself. I think you need to first of all love yourself for who you are, and stop seeking validation from others. You are struggling with serious low self-esteem, serious low self-esteem, and you need to break yourself out of that. Start by love yourself for who you are. Love yourself for what you've accomplished. Start by celebrating your small wins. Do not be intimidated by whatever it is that is happening around you. And somebody will eventually love you for who you are. A lot of persons are afraid of rejection, and that is why they tend to fake who they are. They tend to live a life of who they are not. You will attract fake things. The love you would attract would not be original. Because anybody that's going to fall in love with you is going to fall in love with the fake version of you. And for how long do you want to be consistent with living that fake life? Naturally, you would want to go back to being yourself. How then do you want to manage that relationship? Because your partner will find out that you have deceived him or her for a very long time, and it will be very hard for that person to trust you. And how can love thrive where trust is absent? Think about it. Think about it. And everybody, I want to especially appreciate my diaspora audience for always engaging and being a part of this show on all angles. I want to especially appreciate you for, always contributing. It has not been an easy journey having to keep up with the energy of creating this content. But sincerely, we've been able to come this far, and we have been able to be consistent with this because of you guys. So I want to give a special shout out to everyone that's always coming back to engage, that is always coming back to be a part of this show. So if you're just joining, we're talking about, it's more like an advice. I'm sharing my ideas, my perspectives to important nuggets, things we should consider when going into a relationship. And so far, we've been able to highlight 5 options, and I will go through it again. Number one is self-discovery. You can't know what you need in a relationship until you know who you are. Number 2 is you being able to not allow your feelings or your emotions to influence the decisions you make. Because of somebody tends to be intentional, or because of your desires to be loved, to be cared for, and to be wanted are being met, is not indicators that that person is Mr. or Mrs. Right for you. The third thing we looked at is allowing love to flow naturally. Do not force things. No, don't force love to work. Don't force relationship to work. Allow it to flow naturally. Then the fourth thing is prioritizing communication. Do not be okay with a one-sided relationship. If your partner is not giving the same vibe, same energy as you are, especially in the area of communication and feedbacks, then that is a no-no. It's a very big red flag, and I would recommend you disengage with immediate effect. Now, the fifth thing we looked at is authenticity. Be the best version of yourself. There is no need for you to live a fake life. There's no need for you to pose who you are not. There's no need for you to pretend, to live in pretense because of the fear of rejection. Be who you are. Love yourself. Love yourself for who you are, and somebody will in turn come and love you for who you are. So thank you everybody for engaging. I'm seeing so much engagement here. It has been so amazing. You know, having to come back to the comment section and see people contributing, it gives me so much joy, and you know, it makes me see that whatever it is we're doing on this show has been very impactful, has been value adding. So thank you so much everybody for contributing. The next thing I want us to look at is timeline. Yeah, timeline. My coach usually says something that I've thought about it, and I decided to hold it dear, very dear to my heart. And he talks about timeline. A lot of persons have, because of age factor, ended up in relationships, in a marital journey, and they are living with regrets. He used to say something that it's better to marry late and marry right than marry early and live with regrets. Marrying right at 40 or 35 is better than making a wrong marital decisions at your early stage. Like, you would live with that pain for a very, very long time. A very, very long time. And this is very particular to ladies. A lot of ladies are already living with the fear of, I'm losing my prime. Well, it's so sad. But really, you should be very particular. You should be very particular about your happiness, your satisfaction on the long run. Yeah, you should be. I've heard stories of couples that married as late as 40, as late as 50, and they are living very happy. They've been able to stay together for so long. And I've also heard or seen stories of persons that marry as early as 25, 27, and in the span of 10, 15 years, after suffering and enduring so much torment, they've decided to go separate ways. Don't trust your timeline. A lot of persons, because they watched time go by when they were single, they felt like the clock is ticking away, and then it's late for them to find the right person. It's not. It's really there's a popular Christian quote that whatever is worth waiting for is the ultimate. Like, whatever you take your time to wait patiently for, when it comes, it's always a bundle of joy. It comes with so much satisfaction. It comes with so much fulfillment. Instead of jumping into something you are not prepared for. Like, a lot of people have gotten married without the right preparedness. Like mentally they're not prepared, emotionally they're not prepared, financially they're not prepared, physically they're not prepared. They have little or no human management skills. They have, like, a lot of things are missing. A lot of things. That is why you see marriage counselors prioritize counseling for intending couples before they get engaged. And most of the things they prioritize, most of the things they have conversations on, is to evaluate how prepared both parties are before they tie the knot. You need to be really sure if you are ready to go, because you see, marriage is an institution that the learning is never ending. Day by day, a lot of things unfold. You are tried with so much, you are comfortable with so much, and you just have no choice but to learn from it. That's just it. It's an institution that you don't graduate. You don't graduate. You just get promoted. You get promoted to the next class. You get promoted. So why rush into it when you know it's a lifetime journey? It's like you can't quit along the line. You can't quit along the line. You can't just decide to cut it short. So why jump into it? Why not just take your time to build capacity? You see, I'm very particular about building capacity. See, presently in this part of the world, the rate of divorce and the rate of unemployment, the percentage is growing. It's not funny. It's very sad. The rate at which people are getting divorced, couples are filing to be separated, is alarming. Like globally, divorce is now becoming, is becoming something like that is norm. You see, why jump into something when you yourself will not be unprepared? Because you think time has gone. What time is going? What time is going? Like you have the whole time to think to intentionally prepare yourself for a marital settlement that would come with so much bliss, joy, satisfaction, peace of mind. These are things you should prioritize. But we like I said, a lot of people go into relationship for the wrong reasons. We have the wrong priorities. We take these decisions out of wrong influences, peer pressures, like why? We put so much trust in our timeline that we start to doubt we first start by doubting God, the supreme being. We start by doubting God. We start by doubting our capacity. We start by doubting our ability. We lose trust, we lose belief in everything that surrounds us, be it nature and all. And this thought, this phase we find ourselves in begins to influence our actions and our decisions, and we just rush into thinking things, making decisions, taking steps that we end up regretting. A lot of people are presently in marital situations where they just live with regrets. And you hear things like, had I known, if I had known, I would have waited. If I had known, I would have been patient. Because a lot of persons, because of their belief, they did not want to file for divorce or get separated because of their belief. Some persons are considering criticism, what people will say, and they choose to just stay there in that toxic relationship. They choose to just endure what you would have waited for and save yourself all the stress, save yourself all of the suffering that you're actually going through now. If you are still single, please, I would advise you, and you are still young, do not rush into marriage. Don't. Be sure that every part of you is in synchronization with your beliefs, with your decision to spend forever with that partner. Be sure you are convinced, like have that strong conviction that yes, it is truly for better for worse. Don't be scared of that. I don't trust my timeline. Like, age is leaving me, nature is leaving me behind, the clock is ticking. Don't love yourself, trust the process, wait patiently, and the best option will always show up. Wow, there has been so much engagement on YouTube. We have Joy Solomon saying awesome, thank you so much. We have Asan Akim saying awesome. We have Chike saying good one. We have Yahaya saying very interesting. Korede, thank you for joining again. This is awesome. It's good to see you on the show. We have Ogunlade Moses saying this is very nice. Joshua, you are doing well. Thank you so much for engaging. We have Shade saying so interesting and nice. Mr. Divine saying I appreciate the advice. And every other person saying something. We have Mentor Kai saying good one, great speech, well done. We have God's Time saying so interesting. We have a lot of comments on and engagement on YouTube. Thank you everybody for always contributing. Thank you everybody for your comments. Thank you for always being a part of this show. Thank you so much, everyone. We really appreciate you. We have a lot of comments also on Facebook. Thank you everybody for engaging. One of the reasons why we are doing this is because of we are getting nice, encouraging feedbacks from you all, and I would not cease to appreciate you for this. Thank you everybody, and if you're just joining, welcome to Singles Corner by Couples Diary, and we're talking about relationship advice for singles. Now the next thing that I want to look at is accepting rejection. Accepting rejection. A lot of persons have denied themselves of life's reality because they don't want to accept rejection. And now I will explain. I've heard of persons, I've seen people that they've stayed for so long being single because they've made attempts in the past to express how they felt to someone or people they love and are intentional about, and because of this set of persons turned them down, because they got rejected, they decided to retrieve, to go back into their shell, and they decide not to believe or trust in love again. Some persons, because of experience with heartbreak, they've decided not to believe in love or to trust in love again. I won't dispute the fact that being rejected hurts a lot. It bashes your self-esteem. It belittles you. But really, it's supposed to be a challenge for you to work on yourself and get better. So, are you going to say because of you went for a job interview and you were not picked, you wouldn't improve yourself and jump on another opportunity that comes? Are you going to say because you took a course online and you didn't do above average, you will get disappointed and not try again, when you know how important and how relevant that course is to your career pursuit? See, if you've been you cannot accredit yourself to be very successful if you don't have testimonies of how you have failed. The most successful person in life are those that have failed at different points in time. You cannot come and advise me with a clean sheet of success, like everything you've done so far in life has been successful. You can't come and advise me. Because, excuse me, what advice do you want to give me? Like, what wealth of experience are you sharing from? When you don't have any record of things you failed in, things you didn't do, things you didn't do well in, like you needed to do better. The essence of failing is for us to pick up the pieces and get better. When you face rejection, it's for you to go back review yourself. Why was I rejected? And work on it. In fact, it's a blessing in disguise because you tend to want to get better. You tend to invest so much in improving yourself, in getting better. Rejection, it hurts, and it always will hurt. I won't come and sweet talk you that you being rejected will make you feel good. No. Rejection hurts, and it always will. But you being able to shift your perspective about it, that is what brings about the change. That changes everything. That is where the transformation starts. You've been able to change your perspective that yes, the reason why I am rejected was because I wasn't good enough. I agree. So it's a challenge for me to want to get better. That is having a different perspective. But when because of you feel rejected, you strip yourself back into your shell, you feel down, you are broken, you feel like you can't meet up with standard, you do not believe in yourself again. No. You are only acknowledging the fact that you were rejected for. You ought to prove whoever rejected you otherwise by improving on yourself and getting better, particularly in the area where you got rejected for. Change the perspective, change the scenario, build a different story about it, and you'll be proud of yourself that you did. Seeing rejection as a closed, I wrote something down. It says, seeing rejection as a closed door helps you move towards the open doors instead. And when you look back, you'll be eternally grateful for those closed doors because they actually moved you in the direction of other open doors. I'll say it again. Seeing rejection as a closed door helps you move towards open doors. And when you look back, you'll be eternally grateful for those closed doors. Why? Because it has helped you move in a direction where you are able to access other open doors. If you are rejected at a point, do not stay or dwell so much on that rejection. Move further. See it as a stepping stone for you to explore other opportunity and get better at yourself. You'll be doing yourself harm for choosing to stay at that closed door, for not moving forward from the point where you were rejected. Shift your perspective, see it differently, and that will bring about the change. Yeah. Will people not reject you? No. Why not? You will be rejected, politely or unpolitely, apologetically or unapologetically. People at different points in time, at different phase of your life of existence, would reject you. They would turn you down. They would look down on you. That is people for you. But do not allow that occurrence, do not allow that experience to define who you are. However, instead, take advantage of that, change the story, change the narration, see it from a different perspective, and use it as a stepping stone to get better and access other opportunities and other open doors. Accept rejection. Yes, accept rejection, work on it, and get better. And you would be grateful that you did. Because by the time you would look back at the journey, you would say, of a truth, it was worth it. But when you dwell so much on that rejection, when you choose not to move forward from it, you would see that you would just be missing out. You would rob yourself of benefits. You will rob yourself of things you ought to have explored. You would rob yourself of heights you ought to have attained. I hope that was very insightful, and I trust you would put it into action. Another thing that I want us to look at, another advice I want us to take very key and put to heart is do not underestimate friendship. I'll say it again. Do not underestimate friendship. I'm a testimony of this. I'm a testament of this fact. I've been able to get better in some areas of life because of my circle of influence, my friends. Regardless of the age difference, I do not underestimate whoever it is that I am privileged to, come across. I see me having to experience persons, having to come across people at different stages of my life. I count it as a privilege, and I'm very intentional with. So, what value is my association with this person going to be? And that starts by what I am bringing, what value I am adding. So I do not underestimate friendship, and I've been very lucky to keep friends with both the old, the young, the elderly, the exposed, the literate, the so many persons in so many stages of life, and it has always been a blessing for me. I have benefited so much from many relationships. My coach tried to tell me something. He said, regardless of how an experience with somebody turns out to be, ensure you do not burn relationship bridges, because you really can't tell what that relationship would bring your way on the long run. Not everybody that come across you in life is particular about adding value to you. Some people will just come and mess things up for you. But regardless of how a relationship or an association with somebody is, always be grateful for it, and just add it to a part of an experience of bringing out the best in you. Do not burn relationship bridges. A lot of people have been able to excel in life because of relationships. Because of relationships. A lot of people have been able to explore opportunities in life because of the valued relationship. So do not underestimate friendship. Don't let people scare you away from relationship stage. So a lot of persons will say, now a lot of persons are really going to counter me, and you hear things like, so I shouldn't mind when they are friend zoning me. Yes, don't mind. Yeah, in fact, appreciate it. Because for somebody to decide within themselves to take you as a friend, it points that you mean something to them, if not so much. For somebody to decide to the acceptance alone that, yes, I want you to be my friend, I want to see you as my friend, it is something to be grateful for. In all honesty, in all truth. So prioritize when people choose to take you as their friend, and do not underestimate it. Because you see, friendship is a vital foundation for building relationship. In the place of self-discovery and getting to know somebody, or finding out someone that best complements you, it all starts from the place of being friends. Because friendship is all about getting to know each other. So when you underestimate friendship, like when you don't prioritize friendship, how will you get to know who is genuinely for you? How will you get to, identify somebody that match your energy, somebody that complements you, somebody that would be like your missing rib, as we always say. How will you be able to find that person when every friendship or everything that comes your way, you underestimate it? So if you don't have it, if you are not intentional about it, I would recommend and advise that you cultivate friendship. Cultivate friendship. You see, a lot of persons have gotten it all wrong when it comes to choosing partners or going into relationship, because of they don't make friends with whoever it is that they are deciding to settle down with. They don't cultivate the habit of making friends, of building friendship. And on the long run, you see, when they just, it's more like as if not. Should be told. You see, this generation, we like things ASAP, things done ASAP. Majority of us do not want to go through the process, and that's why we find ourselves in a relationship that after a short period it all falls out. We do not want to go through the process. We don't want to get ourselves engaged through the process. We don't want to have the experience. We just want things done in a jiffy. We are in a season of getting things done in a jiffy. Getting things done at our fingertips. At the snap of a finger, it is done. At the snap of a finger, it is settled. You will always get it wrong if you see life that way. You will always get it wrong if you address life that way. Particularly matters relating to relationship. You will always get it wrong. So please do not underestimate friendship. Prioritize friendship. It will do you more good than harm. I won't also overlook the fact that a lot of persons have been led astray because of the kind of friendship they found themselves in, the kind of friends they keep. Yeah, very true. So you need to be very so no, don't now take the advice as, oh, so since Daniel has said prioritize friendship, everybody you see, everybody you come across with, you just make friends with them. No, be sure to scrutinize, to check out for those you want to be in your circle, because whoever it is you tend to become or evolve into, your circle has a major influence and a major impact to that. Whoever it is you become, whatever it is you become eventually in life, your cycle of friends, the cycle of persons you do life with, has a great influence on it. So if you want to be someone that is successful, you need to ensure that your circle is filled with people that have the right mindset, people that are success driven. I hope you've gotten that. Now, the next thing I want us to look at is attraction. Attraction. A lot of persons have gotten the issue of the matter of relationship very wrong because of this thing. It sounds very right, like the good, like the best thing to do, but really a lot of persons have been led astray. So just because you are physically attracted to somebody does not mean they are good for you. Because I find you attractive doesn't mean we're compatible. Because I find you attractive, because I appreciate your appearance, your physical look, your physique, because I appreciate that, does not mean that yes, you found your missing rib. So don't base your relationship choices on how physically attracted you are to somebody. Why? Because physical attraction can be very deceiving. I think one of the things that you should prioritize is character. A lot of people have overlooked character for attraction, and by so doing they've made wrong choices. Like, this girl is beautiful, she's endowed with everything, and this same person, she's very rude. You'll be like, it's because of the way you approached her. That's how you think she's rude. How can a beautiful girl like this be rude? No, it's wrong. Brother, you are deceiving yourself. You are living in deceit. They've taken your real eyes away. You've lost your foresight. You are not saying rightly. Bro, don't be deceived by attraction. Don't be deceived. Yeah, I know guys are moved by what they see, ladies are moved by what they hear. But deep down within yourself, you should be sure that that is not one of your top priorities when you are looking out for somebody you want to spend forever with, or somebody you want to go into a relationship. Attraction is very key. It is very important, because no, you wouldn't want to associate yourself with somebody that is not good looking, like someone that does not prioritize hygiene and all of those things. Yes, I agree. I don't dispute that. But just because you are physically attracted to somebody does not entirely mean that person is good for you, or that both of you are compatible. What I'm saying in essence is don't be particular on, because of this person is good looking and he has good stature, is tall, he smells nice, he dresses well, he's very intentional about skincare. Yes, this is the right guy for me. No, that shouldn't be the only criteria. In fact, it shouldn't be your top 5. Really, it shouldn't be one of your top 5. There are very other important things you should prioritize when choosing to go down with somebody or go on the path of relationship. There are very, very important things to prioritize. Attraction is actually one of it, but not the ultimate. yeah, like I said, it's important to note and remember that physical attraction is important, but it is only one piece of the pie. So you need to, when you are looking out for somebody that you want to be compatible with, the first thing you should look out for is, are you guys both mentally compatible? Are you emotionally compatible? Are you spiritually compatible? Then health-wise, do not overlook medicals. Don't. Last time we were on the show, we were talking about two people that got separated barely 2 months after they got engaged because of their genotype. Only God knows probably the reason why that girl fell for that guy was because he was good looking. And the same thing with the guy. And they prioritized, they got attracted to their physical looks and other complementary factors like he's financially buoyant, he's exposed and all. And they overlooked medicals. They overlooked their emotional well-being, their emotional compatibility, their mental compatibility. And those things are very big red flags that it's so sad. Majority of us really overlook them. What completes the picture of a healthy relationship is not just attraction. Attraction is a piece of the pie. It cannot be entirely left out. I agree. But it is not entirely like the most important or the most relevant. So just because you are physically attracted to somebody is not enough reasons for you to conclude that they are a perfect match. Look. Because now, looks are very deceiving. Yeah. Looks are very deceiving. With the way transformation is going on, with how evolved makeup is, like, looks can be very deceiving. It has even gone beyond just the facial makeup. Like, there are a lot of materials that are out in the market, the attachments to the body that can make somebody look very attractive. And a lot of people wear this thing to create impressions, to impress so much, to leave a trademark. Now imagine you can't what I ordered versus what I got is happening in so many relationships now. What I ordered, what I saw on your Instagram, was what I got when you came visiting me at home and you took a shower before we passed tonight. Like, bro, wake up. Really, wake up. Attraction is key, it's very important, but it is not the ultimate. So please, prioritize very important things: mental well-being, medicals, emotional well-being, physical and spiritual well-being. And I hope that if you put this in order, you would get a good picture of an healthy relationship. Like, you will be grateful you did. You will be grateful you did. Another thing I want to talk about is living life to its fullest. Living life to its fullest. A lot of people have robbed themselves of living. You see, it's one thing to live, it's another thing to exist. Let me say that again. It's one thing to live, it's another thing to exist. A lot of people, in fact, majority, all of us are existing. We're existing beings, but not all of us are actually living. All of us are existing, yeah. We are a part of existence, like what life evolution, yeah. But not all of us are actually living. So a lot of persons, you hear things like, once I get married, I'll start eating healthy. Like, once I get married, I'll start eating 2 meats. Once I get married, I'll start eating dessert after food. Once I get married, I'll live that luxurious life. Once I get married, like a lot of persons have written plans of having a healthy life, and they've tagged it with once I get married. What is stopping you from living life now that in fact this is the best time for you to live life to its fullest? When I'm talking about living life, I'm not talking about being reckless with how you treat yourself, especially your consumptions. I'm talking about healthy living, satisfying your body, your organs, having to experience life naturally. Don't spend too much time believing that your life will start once you get married, once you start a family, or once you start having kids. Why? Because life is happening now. Once in a while, give yourself a good treat. Not all work and all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. But when you work, you play, and you don't live healthy, it makes Jack an unhealthy bird. You see a lot of you see a lot of persons have short life, like life expectancy now. Lifespan currently is deteriorating like drastically. You see people just dying early, and if you trace it, you see life expectancy currently is very low because of a lot of people are not living healthy. A lot of persons are robbing themselves of healthy living, poor dieting, lack of rest, not living like the absence of natural living, artificial lifestyle is affecting so many persons. We are robbing ourselves of the ideal way to live life. And when you ask question, you see a lot of persons, they dwell so much on carbonated food, carbonated drinks, and calories. Junks, all their life, all they eat, their consumption is junk centered 100%. And when you ask them now, what's wrong with you? Don't worry, when I get married, my wife will start cooking good food for me. Well, excuse you? What's the probability that the kind of lifestyle you're choosing for yourself will allow you to even live long to, get settled and get married? You see a lot of persons struggling with so many illnesses, so many blood-related, system failures, so many sickness and illnesses that is traceable to dieting. Live life. Live your life. Eat well, sleep well, exercise daily, experience nature. Just do so much for yourself. Live life to its fullest. Start living life now. Don't wait to live. Nobody would want an unhealthy partner. Nobody wants to do life with an unhealthy partner. Nobody. Like, nobody wants to do forever with someone that is unhealthy. Nobody. So, be intentional about your health and your well-being. Live life to its fullest. Learn to live life each day. I wrote something down. I said, learn to live life each day to the best of your ability. Find joy in every moment and live abundantly here and now. I'll say it again. Learn to live life each day to the best of your ability. Find joy in every moment and live life abundantly here and now. There's no other place you would have the opportunity to live life to its fullest, if not here and if not now. There's no place you would have the opportunity to experience life to its fullest, if not here and if not now. So, my fellow listeners, my diaspora family, take advantage of the opportunity you have now and live life to its fullest. Give yourself a nice treat. Take yourself out. Experience nature. Go for recreation. Go for a walk. Take a vacation. You don't need to have a budget before you experience life. Start from the very, very little and low cost things, like sleeping, like resting, like relaxing, like experiencing nature, taking a walk, going for a swim. Like so many things, low budget activities you can do that would allow your body, let your body experience nature, let your body experience life. And try this, and I'm very sure you will thank me later. Like, I'm very confident you will thank me later. So far we've been able to address 10 different options, 10 different opinions, 10 different advice of mine from a perspective that I think will work, because definitely I wouldn't come and share with you things that I have not applied and hasn't worked for me. I've been able to address 10 tips I think would be very beneficial to you if you put them to practice. And I want us to go over it again from the top. Number 1, self-discovery. You can't know what you need in a relationship until you know who you are. Number 2, don't live in deceit. Just because somebody is intentional about you does not make the person good for you. So don't jump into conclusion that because this person cares for me, this is the right person. Be sure, test your patience, test your love, probe the connection, probe the care and the affection, and be sure it is a go-go for you. The next thing is allow love to flow naturally. Number 3, allow life to flow. Generally, allow life flow naturally. Don't try to force it to work. Don't try to force the relationship to work. Don't try to force yourself to love. Allow it flow naturally. And if it is not flowing, cut ties, disengage. The 4th thing is prioritize communication. Do not be okay with a one-sided relationship. Any communication without feedback is not complete. So prioritize communication. Don't be the only person doing the talking, the commitment, the connection, the whatever it is, everything that you know you do in relationship. Don't be the only person doing it. Let it be a shared responsibility for both parties. And if possible, make sure both of you are contributing the same energy, and you will enjoy your relationship. And the next thing is authenticity. Number 5, authenticity. Be original, be yourself, be your true self. Do not live in pretense, do not live fake life. Don't allow peer pressure, don't allow social media to influence you for not being real. Definitely somebody will come and love you for who you are, but you need to be who you are. Love yourself first, trust yourself, and be intentional about bringing out the best version of yourself. Do not live a fake life. Be authentic, be real, be original, be genuine. The next thing, number 6, is timeline. Don't trust timeline. Don't be worried that time has gone. Time is still there for you. Everything will fall in place at its own time. The Holy Book says, under the surface of the earth there is time for everything, and there is every season accorded to everything under earth. So anything that's happening to you, it's its season, and it's not going to be forever. It will come and it will go. So don't trust your timeline, but trust and believe in yourself. Number 7 is accept rejection. Change the perspective, change the narration. Let it be a challenge for you to get better. Don't go depressed. Don't return to your shell. Don't backside. Don't go back. Don't retrieve. In fact, let it be a challenge for you to get better. Accept rejection. Number 8 says, do not underestimate friendship. Friendship is powerful. Friendship is key. Do not underestimate. Take advantage of every friendship you have. Build friendship bridges. Do not burn friendship bridges. A lot of persons have been able to, record success in their pursuits, in their endeavors, because they were able to manage relationship. They were able to manage friendships, and it paved the way for them. It paid off for them eventually on the long run. So do not underestimate friendship. And number 9, attraction. Attraction is key, but do not prioritize your life choices, your love decisions based on attraction. Do not prioritize it on attraction. Number 10 is live life to its fullest. Do not deprive yourself of healthy living. Do not deprive yourself of experiencing life to its fullest. Live life now. Live life. This is the moment. Be in the moment. Live life in the moment. I'm not saying you should get yourself engaged in things that would bring about a deteriorating health. No, I'm saying do everything that is healthy, that would make you, have a sweet, a robust, a natural and a healthy life. Cultivate healthy lifestyles. Invest too much in being healthy. Nobody wants to spend forever with an unhealthy partner. And it has been an engaging session today. Thank you everybody for engaging. Thank you for being a part. To our diaspora audience on Facebook and on YouTube, I sincerely appreciate all of your comments. I sincerely appreciate all of your contributions so far. Ahmed Sadiat saying so interesting and nice. Thank you so much. Thumbs up to you, Chimix. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, Adeniran Root. Thank you, Musa. Thank you, Romoke Michael. Thank you, Ogunlade Moses, for your contribution. Thank you, Ahmed Nuruddin. Thank you, Korede. Thank you, Sulaiman. Thank you, Solomon. Thank you, Guman. Nice one. Thank you for always joining. Thank you for always being a part of Singles Corner. You see, one of the reasons why we are always on your screen is because of your engagement, is because of your contribution. And I look forward to, always coming up to share important nuggets, to share perspectives that I can guarantee would be essential to your life's journey, particularly relating to relationship. It has been an amazing session with you on the show today. Thanks for engaging. We will see you in the next episode. Until then, bye for now.